Hey, good evening, everybody. Make sure I got my mute off. I got a tendency to mute myself, but looks like I'm on. Glad everybody's joining in tonight. I'm JD. You're tuned into 701 Nation. And we got tonight we're going to talk about seven life-saving skills you should know as a hunter. We got the National Deer Report, suppressor, silencer, can, what do you call it? And then I usually got the celebrity either shit stain. I change it to celebrity zero or celebrity hero of the week, and I've done the negative connotation of them all my shows. But this one we're gonna do the celebrity hero, which kind of surprised me. So I got hey Josh Patterson, thanks for joining us. Eric Newman, good to see you, buddy. People are just starting to get in here. Just let you guys know, I'm going to do something. I started, obviously, two things I'm doing differently. One, I started at summer. I'm going to say summer hours. I'm going to start at 8 o'clock instead of 7 because a lot of people are out doing some things in the evenings here. It's getting nicer out. Well, relatively nice. But, eventually we're going to have these nice nights. Everybody's out mowing lawn and that. And hopefully you can get in at 8 o'clock. And once fall rolls around again, I'm gonna change it back to 7. And also, I'm going to try and keep the show to right about an hour, give or take a couple minutes. Um, I don't have a problem with longer live streams. But me personally, when I'm listening to a live stream or especially a podcast, I listen to them. I like them to stay around an hour, so I'm going to try and keep it to that. And I'm always going to get to you guys' comments here too. So I appreciate that. Everybody getting the comments in there in the chats. I love that. And if you're listening on Rumble, appreciate you guys and the website. Clay looks at the comments on Rumble. If I get a chance to, I will, because I'm going to have to look on my phone or something off to the side. But if I don't get to you guys' comments on Rumble, I'm sorry about that, but I do appreciate you tuning in. So, all right, everybody's clicking in here, getting in, we're getting the viewers in. So let's get right to it, guys. Like I said, the first thing I want to hit on is the seven life-saving skills you should know as a hunter. This is by Dr. David Acuna. I got this off of Recoil Web. So the first one that he hits on here is apply immediate and proper pressure. He says it literally takes one, at most two fingers to stop the hemorrhage. You don't want to get on the phone to call 911 when the patient's life force is going into the ground, which they're bleeding out. He says, find where the air, man, I'm struggling. For whatever reason, real quick, I'm nervous tonight for some dang reason. I don't, I don't know why, but anyway, he says, find where the injury is. And then if there's an active hemorrhage, put two fingers on it and stop it. Once you've done that, you can take a couple breaths, get yourself reoriented and calm yourself down so you can think. He says use a finger or two immediately. I don't. It'd be pretty tough for me to be calm to stick my finger in somebody's artery that's severed, but man, I mean, I'd do it because I'd hope somebody would do it for me. And number two, he's got secure a tourniquet. I do have a tourniquet in mine. I think it's called a RATS tourniquet. I think Paul Markle from Student of the Gun recommended it. I mean, he's a former military sheriff and knows a hell of a lot more about. Does a course called Stop the Bleed, which I should take something like that, but I haven't. I don't know if there's anything around Bismarck, Mandan like that. But yeah, I do carry a tourniquet. And Dr. Acuna says if the patient is experiencing arterial hemorrhage on a limb, fastening a tourniquet may be your best option because an artery can retract 4 to 5 inches, which, I mean, I thought something like that. I mean, something like that breaks. It's like a rubber band. That's how I always pictured it. It's advisable to secure the tourniquet 4 to 5 inches up from the wound between the torso and the wound. He also says applying a tourniquet should also hurt like hell for the patients. He tells his patients this is going to be the worst pain of your life, but it's going to save your life. Which, I've always heard contradictions about that, like whether you should really crank it down or not. So, I mean, hey, this guy's a trauma surgeon, so he says crank that sucker down and make it hurt. He says stopping the bleed with the tourniquet leaves you able to do other things such as call 911 or work towards transporting the patient if necessary. Makes sense to me. Number three, pack a wound. Start with quick clot combat gauze. I don't know where can a guy buy that? You just buy it online, or where do you get that at Walmart? For all I know, I guess I've seen it in the movies, or the thing they put it in the hole and shoot the thing in there. I know we got a couple veterans on here. Maybe they know where you can find some of that stuff. But he says if you don't have the quick clot combat gauze, 2x2 gauze will work. Compressed gauze is another option for deep wounds where direct pressure alone will not stop the bleeding. Packing a gunshot wound, generally speaking, produces one knuckle length of gauze at a time until the wound is stuffed. Continue to apply pressure until the bleeding stops. Should you stop applying pressure and the bleeding continues, you're going to have to start all over from zero, apparently. Keep the pressure on until you're certain you've stopped the bleeding. Once you're certain, you can wrap the wound with emergency trauma dressing and address other logistics. But also remember, when dressing a wound, just because you can't see bleeding doesn't mean the wound isn't bleeding, so be careful with dressing too early. Sure. I mean, me personally, if I'm bleeding, for whatever reason, I don't think I clot very well like I did when I was younger. So, that might be a problem for somebody like me if I'm bleeding out. And number 4, communicate with 911, which, I mean, that seems pretty obvious, right? If you can, like you said, it also serves a purpose of calming down you or someone in the party, which I could totally understand. You're laying there with somebody with their hand cut off or something, or a huge wound in their thigh and they're bleeding hard. Talking to somebody who knows what the hell is going on is going to help you out. If the person next to you is freaking out, if there's somebody else with you, have them talk to 911 while you're doing the work. And know your location in relation to the nearest medical facility is also crucial. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a common sense thing, I would think. So, and number 5 here, prevent body heat loss. Even in the summertime, he says, even if it's, say, 75 degrees out and the patient's lying on the ground, guess what? They're getting cold. The ground is a massive heat sink. And 96.8 degrees is slowly dropping because you're sitting on a ground that may have a temp of 75. And we also lose a majority. I'll back up a little bit here. He says, have a thermal blanket on hand. I do not have a thermal blanket. I think you can just buy them even like in a little square. And, he says right here, them aluminum looking ones, cheap aluminum foil blankets. And we also lose a majority of body heat through our heads. I knew that, or your groin. Even though it's summertime, and it may make sense to include a quality winter hat in your medikit. I always have a nice stocking hat or whatever in my backpack, even in the summertime. It's in there somewhere. You can get a cheap piece of junk, one of those for whatever, $1 or something at Walmart. So I just throw it in the bottom of my backpack when I'm out at the ranch or doing whatever. I guess I never thought of, I don't know why I have it in there, but I do. But I didn't think of like putting it on my head but hey, now I do, right? And number 6, I mean, this one's total common sense to me. Perform CPR. I don't know how many people know how to do CPR. I do remember a lot of it from high school. I should take a refresher course on it because I'm sure some things have changed since I took it. And I think it was gym class or health in 1988 at Bismarck High. So, I mean, that's something good to learn. I mean, I still remember, take your 2 fingers up from whatever you want to call it, the lower part of your sternum there, and do the chest. It says they don't recommend doing mouth to mouth. They didn't really explain that. I guess I don't get that. I thought, tip the head back, do the mouth to mouth thing. I don't know. But before I get into his other little checklist here, I want to get you guys got some good comments going here. I'm gonna back up here and hit on them a little bit. So let me get here. We got One Shot Cap. Hey buddy, how you doing? Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Josh Patterson's like, carry a tourniquet and my first aid kit in my pack. I need to get some rolls of gauze. You know what, Josh? I have some at the ranch, but they're not in my pack. I should have them in here. They're sitting in my camper, which wouldn't do me much good out in the pasture if somebody got shot in the leg or the foot or something. But also, Josh says, a couple years ago, PDC hosted a guy that had put in a Stop the Bleed class. Me and my fiance took it. Good stuff. No, all right, Josh. Hey, maybe you can come on and talk about that a little bit sometime. Where you can find somebody to do it. I'd love to hear about Stop the Bleed. Guy doesn't like to think about that kind of stuff, but when it happens, man, it'd be life-saving to know the skills of that kind of thing. One Shot Cap. Yeah, I think Clay might have said something last night. He says One Shot says women's hygiene products work well. Yep, I have definitely heard that. I've definitely heard that. Josh says you can. Okay, I was talking about the clot pads. You can buy it online from Commie Company, Amazon. Yeah, all right, good to know. Wayne Muth, hi Jamie, interesting topic. Everyone should have some first aid training, at least those who I hunt with, so they can save my ass. That's the truth, Wayne. Right? Yeah. Well, you guys learn it. Don't worry about me doing it. You guys just do it. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, man, I got to just get my butt to get to doing it. It's not that hard. I don't think it's even that long of a class to do it. I mean, my wife is a teacher. She knows it, and she has to be able to know first aid. So maybe I'll ask her about it, or who she knows where you can take that. Dave Nerp says, so you're saying you lose heat from both heads? Interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Dave, and the doctor here. Josh says they say the breasts aren't as important as the chest compressions. That's what they say now. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was getting out of that deal. But like I said, unless somebody knows any better than me, because I'm not up to speed on the first aid. Let us know in the chats here. So he's got he's got the items what he says you should have in your kit. Medical gloves. Okay, well I got them in there because I like to wear them gutting deer. A lot of people call me a wimp for doing that, but I like to keep my hands clean and not sticky, and just it's a very inexpensive item, and obviously, I guess that they recommend that for your first aid kit. 2x2 gauze pads. Yeah, we kind of went over that earlier. And emergency trauma dressing. The combination of an ace bandage and dressing will allow you to apply constant pressure. Sure, like the ones that wrap around tight and they self adhere to it. That instead of the dang clip. When I was a kid, we had the stupid clip on those dressings. I hated those things. Yeah, now you just wrap it around, it sticks. I know this because not only have I used them, but my daughters are in sports and they're young, and I've had to wrap them up a few times too as well. Compressed gauze. Yeah, that's what Josh said. We can get that off CommieTube. I am going to buy some of that in short order because even with my inexperience, I would know if you're bleeding to put that on to stop the bleed thing. Trauma shears. I don't have that, but I have plenty of knives, which obviously not going to work as good as a shear, but in a emergency situation, a good sharp knife. Yeah, keep your knife sharp too at all times. Tourniquet, we went over that, and band-aid. I have a tourniquet, and he says band-aids. I have band-aids. Absolutely, I have band-aids in my pack. And I also have what I think is not mentioned here, not relating to being shot or anything, but some allergy antihistamines in case somebody gets stung by a bee or something. Because in the fall, bees, wasps, all that crap. I have that in my pack too. I am allergic to a lot of things, so I have it in there. And I I got stung by a bee right in the freaking lip once. It was unbelievable. In my mouth. Lucky he didn't get me in the back of the throat, but came out, zapped me in the lip. Know your blood type and display an identifier on you somewhere. I got to be honest, I do not know my blood type. I mean, that's a good idea right there to do that. I I don't do that, but I think that's something I'm definitely going to look forward to doing that along with getting up to speed on my first aid thing. So all right. Let's see. We got. Hey, there we go. Lauer, Guns in the 701. He's watching from the school concert. Appreciate that, G&T 701. Love it, man. I seen he tried to click in before the show and have a chat with me, but he must have got cut off. So, Eric Newman, we have first aid CPR yearly for work. All right, Eric. That's all. Hey, it's Second Amendment Day. Maybe you can give me maybe some things you think that would be critical for me to learn that I don't know. And over one of them dark beers, I'll have one if you show me some first aid, brother. Dougie Wolf, after hog hunting with Dave and his kit, I am a firm believer in first aid kit in my vehicles and or hunting bag. Yeah, and I think I got a small one in my camper. I think I even have one in my Kawasaki Mule that you can buy them. They're fairly cheap, and they got a lot of stuff in them. I mean, it's better than freaking nothing, man. If anything, go and buy one. I think you know um, Walmart or Shields or somebody has them. They're like probably $20, and they're packed full of good stuff you can use when the shit hits a fan on you. Josh Patterson, when using rolls of gauze to pack a wound, try to keep track of how many you put in and let the doc know so they don't leave some in you. Okay. Hey, that I've actually heard that, Josh. Like even in surgeries, they get left in there on occasion. Very rarely, very rarely. I've had a number of surgeries. Thankfully, nothing's been left in me but screws and plates. So that was out of necessity, though. That was out of necessities. Okay. All right, guys, I'll tell you, we're coming up. Like I said, I'm going to try and stick to 1 hour. We're at 8:16, 8:15 here. I'm going to do the first double ad, and we're going to come back and we're going to hit on the national. I'll get some more of your comments too if you get them up there, but the National Deer Association's 2024 Deer Report. I thought this was pretty damn interesting, actually. So we'll be right back. We're going to hit these ads. We'll be right back, guys.
Face. Now let me see your war face. Ah! You don't scare me.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck, Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy, Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Right on, guys. And hey, if you do business with any of our sponsors, please tell them you heard it on Guns in the 701 and you appreciate them sponsoring Guns in the 701 and 701 Nation. I'll tell you what, I was in Jake's shop last Friday, picking out. He's building, like I think Clay mentioned last night, he's building us each a rifle. And man, that guy's got some. That guy's knowledge is unbelievable, and he's doing the lasering thing. If you got knives, you need your barrel threaded. Like I said, you want your knives or your knife engraved. I actually bought my daughter hunting knives today. She's gonna have her youth deer tag this fall, or you got a gun now. You want to bring your gun in and laser it. And he was doing some mugs. I don't know if he's going to get into that. I mean, if he might practice on a few for 701 Nation and Guns in the 701, but yeah. Do that, and then when you're done, if your car needs a little work on it or an oil change, head down to Lauer Auto Repair. I was just sitting the other day talking to Axe and the boys, good guys, real good guys, and a great place to get your, hey, you're doing with business, like I said, the Second Amendment, pro Second Amendment auto repair shop. So, all right, and real quick before I get to the comments here, guys, Tuesday, special guest, I got, and maybe this is why I'm kind of nervous today. I don't know. Because I'm even like low caffeine today, but this Tuesday, May 7th, 7 p.m. Central, on all of Guns in the 701 social media outlets. Special guest, U.S. House of Representatives and gubernatorial candidate Kelly Armstrong is going to be on. It was going to be me and Clay, but I think it kind of sounds almost like Clay might not be able to make it, so it might be just Congressman Armstrong and myself. We're going to be talking Second Amendment, guns, hunting, shooting, and if we got time, we'll get into a few other things there. But I met Kelly and talked to him. I didn't know the guy was that heavy into shooting. I knew he hunted, but yeah, he's really he's really into hunting. He's actually into bow hunting too. I'm not a big bow hunter, as you all know. I do bow hunt, but Kelly's into it big time. So we're going to talk a little bow hunting with him. But it's going to be Second Amendment based for sure. Should be a good show. Kelly was excited to come on with us, and man, he actually said he's heard of Guns in the 7-1 and listened to us before. So I was jacked up for that. Again, this Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central. Kelly Armstrong going to be my guest. Maybe Clay's going to join me. I'm not sure, but I think we're going to have him on for about an hour. So make sure this Tuesday you clear out your schedule. You got any questions for Kelly? You can put them in the chats for me. I'll read pretty much any one for him unless somebody's being a complete jerk. I don't want to be a jerk to anybody on here. If I had a Democrat come on here, I wouldn't do it because I'm here to talk to people and get their views on stuff and not chase them off and never have guests on. So anyway, let's get to these comments. Dave Nerp says, the advice I was given from a medic: bright colored gloves to see blood to prevent exposure, 4-inch by 4-inch pads, a nice multi-tool, lidocaine, neosporin, sutures. I got mine from the vet section, electrical tape, and a few things you already mentioned. All right, Dave, that's great advice right there, man. I like that. Lynette K, yep, I have a pin left in my kidney. Ouch. Sounds painful. Eric Newman, I can't make 280. I'm on call that weekend. Bummer, dude. That sucks, Eric. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, man. Sorry to hear that. Wayne Muth, and if anybody's coming to 2A Day, it is going to be May 25th. So, Wayne Muth, it's more likely that you would get a knife cut rather than a gunshot. I agree with that, Wayne. Always cut away from yourself. I heard of too many guys cutting their femoral artery and dying. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. That would suck because. Yeah, well, you cut that sucker. I mean, I don't know how if that'd go way up in, or even to try somebody to stick their fingers in there. I mean, yeah, get the tourniquet out and crank it. Josh Patterson, Jake is an awesome guy to deal with. Yeah, Jake is an awesome guy. He's a super personable guy. He was a veteran. He got a good story about getting dropped off in Afghanistan. I'd love to have him on to talk about that. It's pretty crazy, but. Eric Newman, that's the Bloodline folks that do yes, Eric, blood. Yep, Jake does engraving. I seen he had a tomahawk in there, and like I said, he had some tumblers, and he was working on it. And you bring your gun in or whatever, and he can and get that baby engraved for you with whatever. And yeah, he was like way over my head talking about some of the machines he had and barrel stuff, but it was awesome, man. I do, and he does also, Duracoat. You got a stock you don't like, which I do have one of my 1022. I think it's kind of like beta cam. I don't like it, but I'm going to take that in there and have Jake do that for me. So, all right, let's hit this National Deer Association 2024 Deer Report. They say hunters across America are shooting more mature bucks than ever. In 2022-23, the last season for which complete state harvest records are available, 42% of the bucks shot across North America were 3.5 years or older. 1 out of every 3 bucks shot in the United States today is at least 3.5. Mississippi hunters got the gold star for holding out for a big deer. 80% of the bucks shot in the Magnolia State are 3.5 or older. That is freaking impressive. 80%, them guys. I don't know what North Dakota is, but man, there's no way it's 80%. There's no way that can be 80%. So how many people kill a deer each year? The North American Deer Association crunched the numbers and found that 41% of hunters across the country tagged at least one animal in 2022-23. So how many people killed 2 or more deer? That number dropped down to 17, which I didn't think it'd be that low, to be honest with you. I thought it would be a little higher than that, but whatever, that's cool. The Southeast region again led the country as 56% of hunters below the Mason-Dixon line shot at least one deer. We were next, the Midwest. Midwest is best. We came in next at 40%, so we're 16% lower. 40% of hunters here were successful. It's hardest to shoot a deer in the Northeast region, where only 33% of hunters scored. I mean, I don't know if anybody's got a reasoning for that. I've never been to the northeastern part of the United States. From what I've seen, it's like ultra treed up, kind of like, I don't know, but Minnesota is too. And I guess, I don't know. I wonder why that is. I guess I haven't, if anybody's got a theory on that, let me know. In 2022-23, hunters across America shot almost 2.96 million bucks. That's just bucks. That is a lot of deer. The fourth highest buck kill in the past 10 seasons, actually. The top 5 states for buck harvest were as follows: Texas, 377,000; Michigan, 203,000; Pennsylvania, 164,000; Wisconsin, 163,000, and then Missouri comes in at 100. I'm rounding it off. It's, it's over the number I gave you by whatever, and that's a trend because those states were the top 5 for the previous 2021, 2022 as well. So, how many meat hunters shot a deer this past year? And when they're saying meat hunters, they're saying doe. Some people like not just shoot doe, not just for meat, because they enjoy hunting, and I get that. And we're gonna do that this fall. I'm looking forward to it, man. If my daughter gets one, I'm gonna be jacked up. So across America, the doe harvest was more than 3 million animals. So that more than the bucks, right? The bucks were 2.96. It's only the second time the antlerless harvest has topped 3 million in the past 10 years. The 3 biggest states for doe harvest are Texas, 303,000, Pennsylvania, 258,000, and Wisconsin, 176,000. So, yeah, it's a lot of people out there in those states. I didn't know the deer population. I knew Texas was that big, and Wisconsin, but Pennsylvania kind of surprises me. And there, Michigan, I mean, yeah, Ted Nugent talks about it a lot, but I'm still wondering why that Northeast region is low. And I got some other stats here, but we got some chats, guys. I'm gonna check some of these chats out. Levi, hey Levi, the alarm worked, man. Appreciate you watching tonight, man. He says they have good med kits on Go Hunt's website. All right, good info, man. I'll check it out for sure. Eric Newman says, sweet, I need to buy a gun and have some engraving done on it for an organization auction. Yeah, Eric. You'll get it done for you. He'll show you his work too. It's awesome, man. And Eric says again, I always thought it was 100% for shooting a deer, at least one deer. Right? I always want it to be 100%. It's been pretty few years, man, that I don't know that especially when I have a buck tag, I don't know that I ever did not actually, but doe tags, I've passed on a number of doe tags. So, Dave Nerp, they don't get as many because they aren't home of the 30-point buck. Yeah, the Northeast does have everything I've seen, unless you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Looks like they got freaking dink bucks out there. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they don't care, and I don't know. But they don't shoot that many bucks, so there should be some monsters somewhere, I guess. But apparently not. Eric Newman says, get your daughter a mentor deer tag for South Dakota. It's like $10. Can guarantee a shot at a deer. All right, good to know, Eric, because I got my daughter, my nephew, and my buddy John's son, and they're all freaking jacked up to deer hunt, and we're jacked up for them. I mean, the whitetails in our unit, not good. So we'll see what happens. That is good. I mean, that sounds like a great option right there. Maybe just go right across the border and stay in that church house Clay's got down there, which Dougie and I did in that prairie dog shoot. All right, so we got a few other stats here that I found pretty interesting. The top state for percentage of the deer harvested by archery, and that includes crossbows. This guy's crossbow right here. I got a crossbow lifetime. New Jersey, 65%. Strange. I thought that was strange. New Jersey. I didn't know that many people in New Jersey hunted deer. The top state for deer killed with a muzzle loader. This was weird to me too. Rhode Island. When I think of deer hunting, I do not think of Rhode Island and New Jersey. Now this one, I like this. Here we go. Now you're talking to me, baby. Top state for deer shot with a centerfire rifle, WYO, Wyoming at 94%. Love that, Wyoming. Love me. I mean, I'm definitely a rifle hunter, bow hunting. I mean, I've probably said this before, but the thrill of the kill when you're bow hunting and you're going to kill something with a bow, I got to admit, man, that is probably even with my crossbow, guys, that is probably more of an adrenaline rush than shooting most deer with my rifle. Now, if I got a 200-inch mule deer in my sights of my rifle, I'm probably going to be my blood pressure is going to be off the charts and the crosshairs are going to be bucking. And they say here, new in the NDA report this year. This is a question I got for some of you guys here. Some of you might know. I do not. I tried to look it up quick, but I couldn't really find it. The use of drones for scouting deer is legal in 11 states, and drones are legal for recovering deer or wounded in 13 states. I found some things that said it was legal for that in North Dakota, and other ones that said it wasn't. If you guys know, I'd appreciate somebody putting it in the chats here, because I don't know. I don't plan on hunting with a drone or scouting with a drone. Maybe it's kind of an a-hole thought on my part, but I think that's freaking kind of cheating. You can fly that thing over into somebody else's land and push that buck back onto where you want it or something. And or if a deer hides and you can't see him and you get up above it with there he is right in there. Just go over there and whatever, man. That's just me. If you think differently, I'm totally cool with that. That's just me. Let's see here. We got right here. We got some EHD. Despite drought conditions in many areas this summer, it was surprisingly low year for EHD. Only a small and confined outbreaks of EHD were reported in the Midwest. I remember Game and Fish had one. Maybe Scott Bachmeyer talked about that on the show. Did they expand the no baiting units because of that, or did they keep it the same? I'm not sure. I haven't looked. And on the CWD front, researchers at Mississippi State and University of Minnesota pioneered a new way to detect CWD prions at scrape sites. Scientists should now be able to test scrape dirt for the disease without having to pull samples from live or dead deer. All right. Well, CWD, I'm not not concerned about that at all. EHD kills, it's been said on our show and others, that is way more of a concern. It kills far more deer than the other. So, nobody's got, okay, here we go. We got a few more comments in. Hell, just hunt with the game warden at the res, Whalen Little Eagle. Whalen, I've hunted on the res before. I love hunting down on the res, man. Res has awesome hunting land. I love hunting down there. Love it. Great land. I don't know how the deer are anymore down there, but it was plentiful when I used to hunt down there. Josh Patterson said, my boy said shooting a deer with his bow is more exciting than with his rifle. Yeah, see, like I said, for me, the thrill of the kill when you're in the moment right there, for the most part, the two deer that I've killed a whitetail buck out of a ground blind and a spot and stock mule deer buck. The muley is nothing to speak of, but I never did it before. And it was awesome, man. I was freaking shaking, and it was great. My dad came out and I said, the deer killed with a bow season way better than rifle season deer. I will say that for sure. And I do. My daughter's speaking in it, and I do have. No, just keep it. And I do, I do have a velvet mount. My whitetail is probably between 135, 140, 5x5. Young deer. Again, I never got anything with my bow. That was my first one, so I was jacked up for that. So, all right, let's keep going here on some comments. Eric Newman. Yep, get them kids tags and come on down. I can get you on deer in my area easy. Oh, it's freaking awesome. I'd love it. Nice little road trip. Perfect. We can. I'm not sure what the nearest town is there, Eric. We can help keep the doors open on the local pub there too. I'd be happy to do that for him. Clay has a cabin. Oh, okay. Clay's cabin down at the lake. There's an Eric's unit. Perfect. I haven't down at Clay's cabin. It's nice, real nice place. Levi Nelson says, I hope to draw that tag this year. Love Standing Rock. Yeah. Standing Rock is for game. And that includes prairie dogs, target-rich environment. Love that. Love it down there, man. It's awesome. So, all right, guys, we're coming up 8:35. I'm gonna hit the. We're gonna go with the triple ad here and come back, and then we're gonna go silencer, suppressor, or can. What do you guys call it? And I'm gonna give you when it first was patented. Some of you probably know this, but I'm gonna tell you what it was called when it was first patented. So. We're gonna do the whole ad here, and then we're gonna come back and talk about that. So here we go again. Let's hit it.
Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face. Ah!
Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck, Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy, Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, guys, we're back. And again, please support our sponsors. And if you do, let them know you heard it on 701 Nation and Guns in the 701. Because, hey, guys, we're not getting rich doing this, but we enjoy doing it, and it helps pay the bills and then get us better equipment and whatnot. So, matter of fact, I'm going to get a different chair. I keep struggling. I'm low here. So I'm going to buy a nice little adjustable stool here this week. And real quick, again, this Tuesday, May 7th, 7 p.m., we're going to have a special guest, U.S. House of Representatives, our lone rep in D.C., Kelly Armstrong, and candidate for governor. I'm going to have him on. I think Clay was going to join me. I don't know if he's still going to or not. He's kind of sounds like to me he's not going to, but that's fine. That's fine. Me and Kelly are going to hit on Second Amendment, guns, hunting, shooting, some bow hunting, and then if we get a chance, we'll get a little in after that. But should be a good show. Hey, Bad Boys Outdoors, what's up, buddy? Having fun, man. Everybody's joined in tonight. I really appreciate you guys joining. I hope hope not boring you too much. I'm having a fun time doing. Like I said, I started out for whatever reason. I was a little nervous. Tonight, but and I feel like I talk, I don't know, too fast sometimes. Whatever. I'm going to just get off of that crap. We're going to keep going to the comments. Eric says he don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but dang, this grilled mule deer backstrap is amazing, and the ice cold peach crown is good. Love it, buddy. I I love that. You know, one good thing about doing this by myself is I don't get to drink too often. I do have my mug here. Mm. Ah, tastes great. Tastes great. Great. Lynette says, great podcast, Jimmy. Thanks, Lynette. Appreciate that. And speaking of Lynette, I'm actually going to the farm tomorrow. I'm going to help my dad do some fencing. We got some trees to plant. Saturday, I'm coming back. I'm going to be swinging into Doug and Lynette. So we're going to be doing a test. That's right. The good old 270 Winchester. Got some ammo from HH today from Daryl. Three different weights, and Doug has some, so we're going to do that. We're actually going to do a ballistics test with it. I don't know if we're going to go 300 or 400. We're going to see how, if we're feeling comfortable hitting that baby at 300, that block, we're going to do it and set a bunch of water behind it and catch that slug for you guys, do some muzzle velocity, and probably just blow up some jugs in general, have some fun. And I haven't really seen too many tests about a 270. So looking forward to that. It's always a good time doing a gun test with Axe. So it's I'm looking forward to hit it. And let's get on with the silencer, suppressor, or can. What do you call it? One more comment here. Give it to God. God, guns and glory. Right on, Brandon. Right on, buddy. Bad Boy Outdoors. Guy makes some sweet custom-made lures, actually. So, all right, guys. Like I said, suppressor. What do you? I personally don't care. Some people get upset when you call it a silencer. It's not a silencer. I get it. It's not a silence. It doesn't silence it. And a suppressor, I would say that's mostly what I call it, is a suppressor, right? And a can, I call it a can sometimes. So that's kind of the cool guy. Hey, I got a can. So, but the history of it, it's not going to take me long to tell you this here about it, and then we'll move along. But Hiram Percy Maxim's 1910 patent for his silent firearm. So in 1884, American inventor Hiram S. Maxim invented the first automatic machine gun. In 1902, his son Hiram P. Maxim invented the first silencing device for firearms. Patent number US 958935A was issued for Maxim's invention, the silent firearm. And he trademarked it. Oh man, here it is. So here's where the silencer crew gets it, right? He trademarked it as the Maxim silencer. So I don't have a problem with somebody calling it a silencer, because that was the original name. So and Silencer Co. I haven't shot it yet, but it's going to go on my custom Bloodline Kinetics rifle when I get it. But I have a Silencer Co. silencer. So, and today Maxim is mostly forgotten, but silencer stuck, and his device and similar devices have been referred to as silencers ever since. Interestingly, on the same date Maxim patent was published, so too was patent US 959400A, which was issued to James Henry Stinson for a gun muffler. Gun muffler was apparently not cool enough name. Yeah, not even back then. That's not cool. But I hear people saying that too. It was not cool enough to hang around. Maxim also designed what we know today as the muffler for internal combustion engines. So the guy was making all kinds of stuff, right? It's freaking awesome. He made a car muffler and a gun, which I enjoy both of them. I mean, it's good to hear some straight pipes now and then ripping around. So, so that's the story. It originally called a silencer. So when somebody calls them a silencer, you don't have to rip into them and tell them they're an idiot and it's called something else. So and I have two silencers called Rebel silencers. And like I said, I got Silencer Co. and I got Yankee Hill Machine, which they don't have silencer or suppressor or any of that in their name. And they are legal in 42 states. I think Clay and them guys are hitting on a stupid ass NFA crap yesterday a little bit. God, that drives me nuts. I bought them two suppressors there. I'm going to use the other name. And I paid an extra $400 for nothing. And I could have damn near had another one. I could have damn near had another can. There, I worked all three of them in. So, and it says here, we'll end us up here with what's more important than what you call them are the benefits these devices offer. They make gunfire hearing safe, which they do. I mean, yeah, I got a K can. It's short, and it's not made for going and shooting prairie dogs. But if you got to shoot 1 or 2 rounds, it's not going to hurt your ears and make them ring. They reduce recoil, which big time reduce recoil, and a lot of them even have like almost like a muzzle brake at the end of it, which to me, they are louder, not loud enough to hurt your ears, but they seem louder to me with that muzzle brake on the end of them. and then generally contribute to better accuracy. Yeah, they're probably saying that because of the recoil. I guess I haven't really noticed that. To me, like maybe the new quick detach are better, but the older ones, the quick detach, it seems to me they weren't as accurate as the direct thread ones. But my buddy Travis has I can't remember what it is, but that's a QD, a SIG, something that looks like a torpedo. It's pretty cool looking, but yeah, it didn't seem to affect his accuracy with the QD on there. So, but other than that, I definitely would recommend anybody buying those. And if you do buy one, I for sure recommend that you head over to Mandan Sporting. It's a quick process. Brandon's got everything handled over there for you. Your one-stop silencer shop. I think somebody else said that, but I'm going to use it on here. Go ahead and sue me. I'm kidding. Okay, we'll do something. I'll make up a new name for Brandon or a new slogan. But anyway, let's hit some of these comments right here. I'm going to go through them, and then we're going to hit the celebrity hero of the week, not the zero. Not the zero. Suppressor. All right, Josh, we can skip back up here. Lynette says, hopefully I will be home in time to watch. Well, yeah, I'm probably not going to be out there, Lynette, till between 1:30 and 2. Because, like I said, we got a lot of trees to plant and fixing fence and tearing it out, whatever. Takes a lot of time. Josh says suppressor can. Eric says right on, bad boys. Gene Cox, a silencer on a lung blower. yeah, the 9mm silencers are awesome. And not to go on harp on about silencer co, but the best one I've heard on a 9mm has been a silencer co. Gene Cox is Maxim, designer of the 1908 machine gun. Yeah, used to be used on the Germans in World War. Yeah, for sure. Great. I mean, man, I wish I could have a sliver of ingenuity like some people like that had, or John Browning, or any of these guys who made these guns up. So, all right. So, like I said before, I usually do the celebrity zero or celebrity shit. I'm going to change it to celebrity zero or celebrity hero. Celebrity shits, they might be a little, I mean, it's funnier to say and I get a kick out of it, but I'm going to just change it just because, I'm getting PC, man. So anyways, this week's celebrity hero, the first celebrity hero that I'm doing is, you're going to be surprised at this one. So some of you are anyway. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, Pat Mahomes. Yeah, JD, but didn't he kneel and stuff? Yeah, I mean, they all did, and that did piss me off. But, I mean, in my eyes, he redeemed himself a little bit with this one here. So, I got this from Breitbart. So, 3-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes indicated he did not call for more gun control following the February 14, 2024 Kansas City Chiefs parade shootout, because he says he's going to continue to educate himself. He did an interview with Time magazine. Time noted that Mahomes believes something needs to be done about the violence people are showing toward one another. But the issues revolving around guns takes a lot of education to really learn. Mahomes said, I don't want to make a quick response to something that takes a lot of education to really learn and make a swaying comment based off of that. Right. And I appreciate him. He knows he can sway people, right? Pat Mahomes is, personable guy. Guy's an awesome quarterback if you watch football. And he knows if he says something, maybe anti-gun, that's somebody who doesn't know anything about it. Like he's admitting he doesn't really know that much about him, or if the gun's the problem. I mean, there's a longer article about it. He pretty much said, I'm not going to blame the gun for the violence, and which is great. And that's why he's going to be my celebrity hero, because most of these people get afraid. They're afraid to say, it wasn't the gun. We need to look at something else. But I'm, making Pat my hero this week because he didn't blame the gun, and he's rightly to do that. It was the parade he's talking about. It was gangbangers shooting at each other who, first of all, they were underage, so owned guns in Missouri, and they were gangbangers, had guns illegally shooting at each other. So, I mean, there's no law that would have prevented what happened at that parade. I mean, it sucks that happens, and it does, and it is happening. But I applaud Pat Mahomes. I dropped something here for doing that. Anyway, we got a few more comments here. We're coming to the end of the show here, guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep it right at about an hour because I don't want to go more than that. I mean, I definitely could, but I think it just gets to be too long when you go past. Dave Nerb, the story is his dad went deaf from full auto demos, so he created the can shortly after. Awesome. Yeah. And they're kind of cool looking cans too. I mean, they look like Space Ghost, something like when you were a kid watching movies like that. They look pretty cool. I can't remember. Did he make the potato digger? Did they call it the World War One? Was that him that made the Maxim? Was they called it the potato digger because the reciprocating thing in the front went down, and they said it looked like it was digging potatoes out of the ground. But Josh Patterson, I probably asked before, but how much do they affect velocity? You know what, Josh? I've tested a number of times. Somebody told me that it made them go faster because you'd think that it kept the pressure in there and it would keep pushing. Some of them made it slightly slower, and other times it didn't affect it one bit. So I don't think it affects the velocity really on most firearms I've tested. It does nothing to affect it. So yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of it. And the one that it did make it slower on, I mean, it was, I want to say it averaged like 25 feet per second slower. So, I mean, that minute is no big deal. Eric Newman, I'm deaf for my 454 Castle. I do believe that, Eric. Them things are freaking cannons, man. Wayne Muth, yeah, Wayne actually went over. Wayne got this here. The Silencer Co. can that I bought is one they said does not have to be cleaned. We'll find out when I get it. Yeah, Wayne, I'll tell you what on that. I agree with that. Because I got the same Silencer Co. that Wayne got. What is that called, Wayne? The H something harvester, HMR harvester or something. 30 cal can. Not machine gun rated, semi-auto rated, but I mean, I don't have it for. I mean, you could do like 3 mag dumps or something, and I don't do that anyways because I don't want to screw my barrels up. But yeah, it should be nice and light. But yeah, I've decided the guy who owns Silencer Shop. I listened to him on a podcast. He said he never cleans them. He never cleans his, and he's actually shot them. And then like 5,000 rounds later, he weighed them, and they still weighed almost identical. They did the decibel test on them, almost identical. So I'm on with him. I got suppressors. I probably have 5,000 rounds through. Perfectly quiet, cheap. They're the cheap Rebel's out of business now, but and I can, it comes apart in like 7 different chambers, and I can look right in there, and it's not dirty. It's not in there. They say it blows. So, the pressure actually blows the carbon out of the damn thing. So I tend to agree. Other than the 22s, they say, I mean, they come take apart, and I haven't taken my 22 one apart yet. I'm going to, and I'll give you guys a report on how dirty it's getting. But I want to run some rounds. So I maybe have 200 rounds through it. I'm fully enjoying that sucker. It looks cool, and it does knock the sound off, especially on my pistol. For whatever reason, it works better on my handgun. But Nathan Mullis is on the 22. It's pretty much a silencer. Yeah, Nathan, I did notice that on mine, and you could hear a little. It's like suppressors sound like to me like you're letting like you push the thing on your tire. Your valve stem when you got a lot. It sounds like that to me. It's more like a pressure release sound to me than a pop. So, all right, Gene says Browning 1905 potato digger. All right, Gene, I didn't think it was a maximum. Thank you for that. Josh Patterson, right on. That's minor. Yep. Doug Wolf, I call a suppressor necessary. And yeah, they are necessary. Suppressors are so awesome. Guys, I know it sucks that $200, and to a lot of people, $200 is, it's couch cushion change. $200 is a lot to me, but it's so worth it for my hearing, my kids' hearing, people's hearing around me, and they're just such a pleasure to have. If you can get one, get yourself 130 cal and mounts for all your other guns, and I mean, it won't be your only one. You'll come up with the money somewhere to get more, but at least get that, especially the wait times now. So, I mean, I would highly recommend heading over to Mandan Sporting Goods, get a Harvester EVO, Wayne Muth. Thanks, Wayne. That's exactly what it is. And actually, my buddy went over and bought the EVO Harvester, and he bought the Titanium Sky, which is a Silencer Co. Sky that's titanium. So we'll definitely test it on his. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Like I said, I saw one. The ones that I've been around, they are a little louder, but we shall see. Gene says, correction, 1895 on the potato digger. Okay. Dave Nerf, that's crap. They all need cleaning. Weigh your clean can when it's 3. Nah, Dave, I've disagreed with you 110% on. I've done it, man. There's not on mine, dude. No way. I've done it. And the first one I got still weighs the same as it weighs right in the freaking owner's manual on it. So, and they don't even make it come apart. I called Yankee Hill and they said, Yankee Hill told me that you don't need to clean it. That's why we freaking, it's solid welded, man. You don't need to. So, I disagree with Dave on that, and then that's fine. Dave's, he says it's 3 to 6 ounces heavier. They need cleaning. The longer you go, the harder to clean. Well, I agree. The longer you go, for sure, that gets hard in there. But I'm not on board with maybe they get a little heavier. Mine hasn't, but maybe you shoot it heavier than mine. I don't know. Josh Patterson says, I ain't got one, but I've been considering it for my 22-250, as it's the only one that's threaded at the moment other than my AR. Well, heck, Josh, Bloodline Kinetics, you go up there and thread it, fairly affordable, and you know you're getting some quality work done there. Levi Nelson, what are the wait times on suppressors been? I got mine in 2022, waited 14 months to get approved. Yeah, Levi, my old ones with the paperwork, the last two I got, I went in on a Friday, and I went on a Friday, bought them, paid for them, paid the ATF, came in Tuesday morning and picked them up. I mean, and that might be faster than most, but that's how fast I got them back. Most people, I think, are doing electronic. Everything's electronically now, I think. So when you do it that way, I mean, maybe a month is what you'll wait. So yeah, I would go in and the problem now, I think they're saying, is a lot of these guys are sold out. Brandon is not. He still has them in stock, so get over there and get on it, man. Wayne Muth, they said because of the baffle construction, they don't accumulate debris. Yeah, I mean, we got that way. Like I said, mine's the chamber ones you screw together, and it's aluminum, and one's aluminum hybrid stainless steel. I mean, if it's heavier, maybe it's a couple ounces from a little bit of surface carbon buildup. But Jesse Flath told me too that his build, I don't know. Hey, the guy who owns the silencer company says it. So I mean, he would actually benefit probably from telling you to clean them and selling cleaning products, but he doesn't. So. Yep, Nathan Mole's right on the money. Trusts are taking longer. Absolutely, Nathan. A guy was in there when I bought mine. It took him 6 months to get his back, and he did do it electronically, but it was a trust. But even at 6 months, guys, if you get one now and you want it for deer season or something, 6 months. I mean, my other ones I got took me 10 to 12 months. So, Davener, my Thunder Beast and Hybrid 46 gain weight. Okay, like I said, I'm not doubting you, Dave. Mind haven't done it. And Dave is definitely knows his shit about shooting. He's a state long range champ. So yeah, that's maybe different models it does it differently, but yeah, mine and maybe the ones I got now, I will test it when I get my new one on my new rifle there, especially on an AR. That baby's spitting it out with a 16-inch barrel. The carbon's coming out of there. So. Levi, when I buy my next, I'll definitely go back to Brandon. He made my first experience with breeze. Yeah, right on, Levi. I appreciate that. And Brandon does, he's got the fingerprint. He's got the electronic fingerprints, takes your picture. He fills out his own form for you, so you don't mess. I mean, there's certain parts on there he does where other places will make you do it. And if you screw it up, you're not going to get your suppressor. So it's great. And Brandon's getting a new building. I seen he was over there today, and I was on deliveries for my job, and yeah, he's getting a big building put up there. We're gonna have a video when he gets it done, and should be awesome, man. Dave says design is a big factor for sure. Awesome. Well, Dave, hopefully you can make it out to 2A Day. Levi, maybe if you're around there, like I said, May 25th, we'll have to get in contact with each other, and maybe Wayne can come out. We'll I'd love to meet you face to face, Levi, and met Wayne many times. He's a great guy too, and be fun just to get together with you guys and do some shooting for a few hours and have some fun. And afterwards maybe have an adult bevy or two. So, all right, guys. Again, we're coming to the end here. I said I'm gonna keep it at an hour. I'm gonna remind everybody again. I mean, Clay and the boys had a show last night. Clay, Mikey D, and Vance. I'm sorry, Vance, but. Yeah, they had a good show last night. Check that out, iHeartRadio podcast, or go watch it on any of our websites. You can watch it on our website or any of our social media sites. And tomorrow morning, Mitchell in the morning, 8:40 a.m. Central. Clay and Mikey D are going to be on with Todd Mitchell, 5:50 a.m., 99.7, and iHeartRadio. They'll be on there. I mean, I probably got about 2-3 subjects you're going to hit on. Like I said, it's 8:40 now because the baseball guy comes on before then. we'll see what happens later this fall along the Twins, if they make the playoffs, if they don't. And then once again, this coming Tuesday, May 7th, 7 p.m., all of our social media sites and our website. Kelly Armstrong is going to be on with me talking Second Amendment, guns, hunting, anything related to guns. We are a Second Amendment show, so we're based on that. And we're going to talk some bow hunting with him too, because Kelly's a big bow hunter. I didn't realize that, but he is. Always got the commercial out for it. And if we get some time towards the end, I'm hoping he can be on for an hour with me. If we got some time at the end, we'll hit on a few other things. I don't want to do like repetitive questions that I've heard on many other shows or debates he's done. If we got something different you can ask him a question on, more than happy to do it if it's asked in a cordial way and not being grumpy. But yeah, 7 p.m. this Tuesday, Kelly Armstrong is going to be the guest, so hope you guys can make it for that. I'll hit a few more comments here, guys, before we head out. Where's Brandon's new building going to be? So Josh, right to the northeast of Runnings in Mandan. I can't remember what the building was, but it's big. He's got a nice parking lot. He's got a loading dock, parking on the boulevard, parking lot, plenty of room. I mean, big building. He's going to be able to do all kinds of stuff in there. Lots of storage. It should be awesome. Yeah, just like I said, right northeast, like a block to the northeast of Runnings in Mandan. You can check it out. He's working on it now, transferring all this stuff over. I got to stop over there probably next week at the old. I told Joe I'd get him a jug of R&R. That's his favorite whiskey. So I got to follow up on that promise with him. Wayne gave me the thumbs up. Appreciate that, Wayne. Josh, good show. JD, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Levi said he's going to be chasing bears in Montana. Hey, not a bad alternative to just shooting guns, buddy. Dave, a great show, JD. Appreciate that, Dave. Good. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. I didn't know how I was going to going later and just trying to keep it at an hour. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks again. And make sure you support all our sponsors: Lauer Auto Repair, Bloodline, Kinetics, Mandan Sporting Goods, and Double H Guns. These guys are getting on board with us. It's great. It makes our life a lot easier, and they're great sponsors. And again, Saturday, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop at Doug's out the range. We're going to do this test on the 270. So stay tuned for that. Edit that baby up. It should be up. Sometime on Sunday. So, all right, guys, I'm checking out. You guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to catch Clay and Mikey D tomorrow morning, Mitchell in the morning, 8:40 a.m. Central. Should be a great show. We'll see you guys all later. Have a great weekend.